Hello, everybody. I wanted to get on here today and I wanted to discuss just how to be healthy. It's simple and it doesn't have to be complicated. And I get so many questions about people that either have a disease. Disease is a great motivator to help get us better. But really, it's how to make simple meals within 15 minutes that's easy to make. The recipes I've been uploading lately are I show what I'm eating and I give the recipe below. And those of you that are making the recipes are seeing how simple it is and how quick and easy it is to make these recipes. But there are the type of people that they just find reasons not to do certain things. And I've discussed this a long time in my books and my videos and everything else. The real problem that we have when it comes to eating healthy or living healthy is we don't prepare enough time. Well, I guess unorganization is the best way. Being unorganized, not scheduling things out, or just wasting our time that we do have our valuable time. Our time is so valuable, but so many people just waste it watching just junk on TV late at night, or they stay in bed all morning and they're just not getting they're prioritizing their life in such a negative way and in such a wrong way. So I want to explain to you this, so find time. At first it might take a little longer, but eventually when you start doing these recipes, it's really quick and simple. But maybe on the weekend when you don't have as much work, maybe on a Sunday, pick out a menu for the week of what recipes you're gonna have. So breakfast, it can be similar every day. You could have a smoothie, you could have a green juice, and some fruit. Maybe some. If you eat cooked food, you have some oatmeal. Keep breakfast simple. Just remember the main key to things is the main idea is if it comes in a bag, box, container, or can, it's probably not the best thing for you. So even if you're having an almond milk, you can make your fresh almond milk maybe on Sunday for the whole week, or at least for 3 or 4 days in advance, instead of buying it in the store. It's much better. Now I know oatmeal comes in a package. It's not necessarily raw, but you can buy oats and make raw oatmeal. I'll give you a recipe for that as well. But so breakfast is pretty simple. And then dinner time, that's where you could have your recipes come in here. And don't eat dinner too late as well, because the later you eat, the more it's going to affect your sleep and the harder it's going to get up early in the morning. So try to eat as early as possible your dinner, and don't eat after that. Most people waste so much time at nighttime after dinner just messing around on a computer watching garbage and just clicking through stories of other people's lives, or just watching TV or something. Don't waste those hours. Those are valuable hours. If you don't want to plan on a weekend, then on the night before at least plan your dinner and so on. But planning on a week and getting the food available and so on, or maybe at least for the first half of the week, and then maybe in the midweek you can do for the second half of the week. So plan your recipes. I've given you a good amount of recipes here. You could plan for dinner to make and every recipe I'm giving you takes within 15 minutes to make. It's not that complicated. Some of the things need dehydration. If you don't have a dehydrator and you want to maintain an all raw diet, you should. But if you don't want to do that, then you could put your oven on at a low temperature. But so the dehydration sometimes take a little bit longer. So planning's important. So before you go to work in the morning, you just put whatever you need in the dehydrator, and then it's ready that evening. It's not that complicated. It shouldn't be. Don't make it that complicated. And I know it can be very intimidating when you're first making new foods and raw foods. And like I say often, you might not like all of them, but if you like just some of them, that's some new healthy recipes you can include. So I recommend for dinner, you make one of these recipes with a salad. That's it. One recipe with a salad on the side. Eat the salad first. The recipe is the side dish. Okay, so now for lunch. What do you do for lunch? Well, that often depends on where a person lives and the type of lifestyle they have. Somebody's either working on a construction job, or maybe they're working in an office or a bank or a hospital. So depending where you work, you're going to see how much time you have and so on. But I recommend you could take some mason jars and throw them in a cooler, and you could have maybe a blended salad or a green smoothie. You could have some fruit. Fruit is wonderful throughout the day to munch on. I don't recommend mixing too much fruit with fats like fruits and nuts and so on. So try to stick to the concept that I often give is before noontime, just eat sweet stuff. And then afternoon, you can get to more some of the fattier foods. So maybe for your snacks in the morning, if you need a snack, have some fruit. And then afternoon time, maybe take some nuts if you're in the mood for food. But in general, I recommend ultimately two times to eat: a breakfast and a dinner, and maybe a little snack of fruit or nuts in the afternoon if you need that. But sometimes it's too long to go to breakfast or dinner for some people. But lunchtime, you can have a green smoothie. You can take a salad. Maybe the recipe that you had last evening for dinner, maybe you didn't eat it all. Or maybe you can make a little bit extra and you could have that for lunch. Kale chips is a nice little snack you can have. And if you're really excited, I don't recommend eating too many recipes each week, but you can make a second recipe. There's simple things you can make. Having wraps are wonderful for lunch. Like you could take either a nori wrap, but they tend to get soggy if you wait too long. But maybe make the fill-in and have the wrap separately, and then at work you could wrap it all together. Or you can get coconut wraps and just take salad ingredients and put them in the middle of the wrap and let's roll that up and eat that. That's a great lunch. And some of you had different lifestyles and times. So maybe your dinner is going to be your lunchtime and your lunchtime is going to be your dinner time. For the most part, the concept I stick to is this: the sweeter food in the morning, the fruits in the morning, and the heartier foods at night, but don't eat too late. No eating after dinner. Certainly no eating after dinner. And the most important thing is to just do it. Make these changes. Try your best to make your food. I have another video that talks about knowing where your food came from, that you're the only one that touched your food, and it kind of talks about growing your food, whether you're getting your food from the supermarket, whether it's processed, whether a big company or a small local farm. But if you grow your food, you're the only one that touched your food. Well, at the same time, you're the only one that makes your food. See, when you go to these fast food places or you go to even a health food store, other people are making your food. And I find that's not good for money-wise, it's not good for health-wise, it's not good for information-wise. You make your own food. Buy the ingredients yourself. Make your own recipes. I'm very skeptical about eating out in restaurants and these fast food places, or even if it's a nice restaurant. I want to know what's going in my body on every single level. So, I do my best to make my own food. And that's why I get these quick, easy recipes and I make them. So, for the most part, green vegetable juices every day are wonderful. I mean, if you're really busy and you get home late at night, don't eat. Just do a green vegetable juice or something. Try to keep it as simple as possible, not complicating things. And I do like to take one day a week and not eat anything. So maybe take one day a week and have a fasting day. I do it with water, but maybe you could just do juice. Okay, so let's say every Saturday or every Sunday, you're just going to do juicing or something. And you get in the habit of doing that. And of course, our food choices are going to depend on where we live and what's available to us. So if you live in the tropics, you might have a lot more fruit available in the summertime that's ripe, fresh, and available, as opposed to if you're living somewhere where it's really cold outside and raining and not sunny too much and the days are shorter. Your local food might not be as variety-wise as you'd want. So you gotta do those things accordingly. And don't be fooled with hunger. Hunger is often more of a habit than a real need. People use the word hunger, but it's really habit hunger. And we got in that of creating a habit. So many people are in a habit of eating late at night. Get out of that habit. Usually when you stop watching the TV and you start doing productive stuff or sleeping, you're not in the habit of eating. Eating is usually a sign of one or two things: pleasure or boredom. Unfortunately, not many people eat for nutrition these days. It's either pleasure or boredom. And there's nothing wrong with a little pleasure in your life, but make sure you're doing it and fulfilling yourself with nutritious food And as for boredom, keep yourself busy so you're not just looking for food. And, get my book, The Daylight Diet, if you don't have it. It talks about all these concepts and everything else. If you have any comments or questions, post them below the video. Have a great day, everybody. I pray this video helped you, and have a great raw life.
Nature's wealth, good for your health. This is the Raw Life Health Show. Raw Life, brighten up your life.